Hello and welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'll be discussing another top 10 Excel job interview questions and their answers. By the way, if you are applying for any of these jobs, you need to go through a practical Excel interview, and for that you need to watch my videos. I have created a video about the top 10 Excel job interview questions and their answers. Check that out. The link is in the description box. Okay, so in this video, I'll teach you how to clean a set of data quickly and efficiently. Okay, so here is the data that I need to clean right now. And here you can see that the question is, it says to clean the raw data and highlight sales of less than 400. So there are two things in this question. Okay, over here in this area is where we want to pull all of this data. And as you can see, the problem right now is that it's all within one cell. So it's not actually separated by cells. And that's basically what we want to try to get over here. Now you can do this manually, just putting Ellen in here as a first name and Musk here, or do the next one and so on. But that's going to take forever, and I'm sure you will not pass this interview because this is not very impressive, of course. So instead, we are going to use a special trick called text columns. For it, we are just going to press Ctrl Shift down to select this whole area over here. Then we will go to data, go to the text to columns, and over here, okay, I know this guy right here. This is going to look a bit daunting for now, but just leave it and go to next. And over here, this is basically where how do you want this separation to be qualified. So in our case, you will notice that we have a space after every word. So that's basically where we want the separation to be. And we are just going to put this space as our separator. And down below in the preview, you are gonna see more or less what that's gonna look like. We will hit next there, and here we have to select the destination for the data right over here, then hit finish, hit OK, and just like that we are gonna have all of that raw data separated over here into different areas. So it's exactly the way we want it to be. Okay, now the second thing is the sale amount. It says to identify sales of less than $400. Now to do so, a quick and easy way is going to be using conditional formatting. So let's hit Ctrl Shift down to select the whole area, and we are going to create a new rule. We will just go to home over here, go to conditional formatting, and now we are going to create a rule that basically highlight anything that's less than $400. So it's very easy for us to identify. Then we want it with the red color. Okay, that's fine for us. Hit OK. And now we can see exactly which are going to be less than 400. Okay, so how to remove blank rows from your data? Your manager sent you this data and asked you to remove blank rows from this and send it back to her in just 5 minutes because she needs this immediately. If you try to remove these rows manually like this, you are not a pro in Excel and your manager is not gonna impress. Alright, to do this, you need to select all of the data. Now press Ctrl G. Go to Special, choose Blanks, press OK, and now all of these blank rows are selected. Okay, now you need to press Ctrl minus, choose the entire row, and there you go. You are given this messy set of data in your Excel practical job interview, and you are asked to adjust this in just 1 minute. Don't do it manually like this. You can do it, but I'm afraid you won't be able to adjust this in 1 minute. Your interviewer can give you a larger set of data than this, right? So I have an easier way for you. Click anywhere between your data and press Alt O A and press OK. And here the magic happens. Your data is automatically adjusted into rows and columns, and your interviewer will be impressed. And I hope you will be offered the job on the spot. As you can see over here, it says employees with revenue over 60,000 should receive a bonus of 6% of revenue. So you can see here the revenue they are getting, and for the bonus we have that 6% here in this area. And if it's not over 60,000, then leave it blank. Okay, now this is some kind of a conditional statement, so it probably makes sense to use an if statement. In this cell, we are just going to put equals and write if. The logical test is that if this revenue figure over here is greater than 60,000, and then we will put a comma and the value of true. If this is the case, we want to reference the same cell which is the revenue and multiply that by the bonus amount which is 6%, and then we will hit the comma there, and then the value false, it means if it's not above 60,000, we want to leave blank as it said up over here. And we do that by adding two quotations, close the parenthesis and hit enter. That's the first one done. And you might think of just dragging it down, but actually we have a problem that it doesn't quite work. This is because we're actually moving down the cell references, but we should have actually locked them with the dollar key. So if we go back to the top one, first you will notice that we have the H7, which is this one right here. We should lock that under the row with the dollar sign. This is going to prevent it from going down. Same thing with the bonus. So under H11, we will put a dollar sign on the tender so it doesn't move down. Now we can hit enter and double click on the side to drag this down. And you can see when they are above the 60,000 mark, they are starting to get a bonus which should be 6% of their revenue. Great. Now moving to the second question, which is slightly harder. Over here, the question says to separate the departments and region column. So this column over here into two splitter. So here you can see two columns, one for the department and another for the region. So there's probably a few different ways to go about it. Let me show you one of them, which is one of Excel's new formula called the text split. And what it does is it's basically going to split text into two, right? So this is the text we want to split, comma, and for the column we want to add in two quotations. The underscore, that's how we want to decide to split these two columns. Close the quotations and close the parentheses and hit enter. Now we have that first one done, and we simply need to drag this down all the way to the bottom there, and you can see what that's looking like now. If you don't have the text split formula, there is also another method. First, let me delete this part over here, and instead what we are gonna do is select the relevant area. So this over here, go over to data tab and click on text to columns. This is basically going to do the same thing. We want it delimited next, and here as words are separated, we want to go to another and select an underscore. That's what we will type there. You can see in the preview that it's now splitting things correctly. Hit on next. For the destination, we are going to want to switch this to this part right here and click on finish. Now you can see what that's looking like, where we have the department in one side and the region in another. I'll show you how to reorganize data in Excel quickly. For example, if for some reason your manager asks you to reorganize this data by separating the sales, IT, and finance departments. It's written like this right now, but this data is quite confusing and your manager wants it more organized. You can do it manually as well, but it's gonna take you a lot of time, and doing it manually is quite boring as well, right? So let me tell you a trick. You can use the filter function to filter names by departments. Write is equal to filter, select the names, and then press F4 to lock the range. Select the departments and lock the range. And select this cell and put a dollar sign between F and 5. Close parenthesis, hit enter. And now drag the data to the right columns as well. And yeah, it's done. And now you can move on to the next task of your day. You are sitting in an Excel job interview and the interviewer asks you to add all the student grades here in just 2 minutes. And here are the grades he provided. Well, let me tell you, if you decide to add grades one by one like this, you probably won't get the job. That's why I'm here to tell you a quick trick. First of all, you need to add this formula. Is equal to lookup, choose the grade to lookup, enter comma, select the column of grades, press F4 to lock the range. Select the letter column, press F4 and then drag the formula down to fill all the grades. And there you go. That was it. What is Excel and why do companies use it? The question seems very easy to hear, but you have to answer it very carefully. Here is the answer. Excel is a powerful spreadsheet software developed by Microsoft. It's widely used for various purposes in businesses and organizations. Companies use Excel for data analysis. Excel allows users to organize and analyze large amount of data efficiently. Excel is commonly used for financial modeling as well and budgeting and forecasting. It enables users to create complex financial models, perform scenario analysis, and make informed business decisions based on financial data. Excel is used to create reports and dashboards that summarize KPIs, metrics, and trends. Overall, Excel is a tool that companies use for data analysis, financial modeling, reporting, project management, and data visualization, among other purposes, to improve productivity, efficiency, and decision making process. Alright, so now let's move on to the second question. And the second question is, what's the difference between Excel formula and functions? In Excel, a formula is an expression that performs calculations on values in a worksheet. It typically starts with an equal sign and can include mathematical operators, cell references, and functions. On the other hand, a function is a predefined formula that performs specific calculations or tasks. Functions in Excel are built in and categorized into different groups, such as mathematical, logical, text, date, and time, etc. Unlike formulas, functions have a specific syntax and are designed to perform particular operations, such as sum, average, if, VLOOKUP, etc. So the question is, what is Excel slicer and how to create and use them? So the question has two parts. The first part is, what is Excel slicer? The answer is, an Excel slicer is a visual filter for tables and charts to visualize data analysis by enabling interactive selection of subsets like these ones. Slicers are commonly used in pivot tables and pivot charts to create interactive dashboards as well. I have uploaded a video about Excel dashboards on this channel. Please go and watch that video as well. You will learn how to create dashboards only in 13 minutes. The link is in the description box. Alright, so now let's learn how to create these slicers. For example, your interviewer asks you to create slicer and visualize data by department. For slicers, your data needs to be in tabular form like this. Every column needs to have headers. Now you need to create a table. And to create a table, press Ctrl T. Data is now converted into a table. On the ribbon, there will be an option added that says Table Design. Here you can see this Insert Slicer option. Click on it and select Department. Press OK and your slicer is inserted now. Right now it's one row. Make it 4 rows from here and drag it here. And now it's done. You can now visualize your data and filter your data by departments. That was easy, right? If you found this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. It takes a lot of effort to make such informative tutorials for you. So please make some effort and like this video because this will let us know that our video was helpful to you. Thanks for watching this video and I'll see you next time.